Welcome back to the winter edition of Friday Night Live on this Championship Friday night, Girls State Championship Friday night. The boys get it underway on Monday with the Boys State Tournament. I'm Tony Etzeni, in for an ailing Mike Rickard, along with Mark Amadeo. The radio producer tonight, Kevin Cunningham. And on the television side, it is Maggie Sutton as we come to you live from the Hy-Vee High School headquarters, where Hy-Vee proudly supports the student athletes, coaches, officials, and teachers of Iowa high schools. Hy-Vee, making life easier, healthier, and happier. And if you're in the market for a car, check out Des Moines Imports with the largest selection of import brands under one roof, including Kia, Mitsubishi, Suzuki, and Saab. Des Moines Imports, one block north of I-8035 on Highway 141, or 24/7 at DesMoinesImports.com. Hey, we're fed well every Friday night, and as always, let's take a quick look at all of our great Friday Night Live feeders tonight. Bennigan's Grill and Tavern on the south side, connected to the Des Moines Airport Hotel on Army Post Road. Also 34 Sports Grill, Ankeny on Southwest White Birch Circle, and in West Des Moines, located inside the Valley West Mall. Check out their Tuesday night dinner special for $19.34. Montana Mike's Big Steak Country is now in central Iowa with two locations, one in Newton on 18th Street South, and right here in Des Moines at 5030 Northeast 14th Street. Both locations a stone's throw away from the interstate. Montana Mike's Steakhouse, full-service steakhouse, specializing in those big appetites and great value. Montana Mike's, it's so good. Carry-out available. Visit online at montanamikes.com. All Play Fanatics Grill and Bar. Talk to the people all over Iowa coming to the state tournament. That's right. It's All Play Fanatics. Get down there. All Play, your headquarters for fun. Ultimate entertainment complex with over 70 arcade games, perfect for fans of all ages. Battlezone Laser Tag is back at All Play, and up to 30 people can get in and play at one time in the over 4,800 square foot arena. All Play connected to Fanatics Grill and Bar with a full service restaurant with great food. And if you're at the state tournament at Wells Fargo Arena, it's just a block south of the Wells Fargo Arena. Those are our great feed appetizers tonight. We had a great food, and I enjoyed a little prime rib from Montana Mike's. It was so good.
I'm just a fill-in. I didn't get any of that stuff. Come on.
All right. The Iowa Hall of Pride Basketball Tournament Super Shot Challenge is also underway during the state tournament run from the 4th to the 12th of March. Age divisions, both male and female, 8 and under, 9 to 11, 12 to 15, 16 to 19, 20 to 49, and 50 and over. The Super Shot Challenge. There'll be selected prizes to the top male and female prize in each age group, but the grand prize winner, the highest score of all age divisions, will win a Sony PlayStation 3 gaming system. So go to the Iowa Hall of Pride and take your chance at the Super Shot Challenge. And by the way, I didn't win anything last year, but moi was the winner.
Yeah, you're in the 50 and over category.
I won
you know that,
the overall category, but I
Oh.
didn't take the prize.
You're pretty good when nobody's guarding you. And this is what this whole contest is set up with, nobody guarding you. So
All
good
right.
luck to you, Mr. Inseni.
Let's quickly get up to date at the Girls State Tournament. Martinsdale St. Mary's wins the Class 1A title. They're at the half in the 2A championship. Mark, what do you have?
Where do you want me to start? We'll start with the 1A
Let's
championship
go there.
game. That
Let's
happened
go.
at 6 o'clock tonight. Martinsdale St. Mary's, as Tony mentioned. Winners over Arviva of Westside, 40-23 in the 1A championship game. Mackenzie Marion, a triple-double in that game. 14 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 block shots. Morgan Halverson, her teammate, 13 points in the ball game. Martinsdale St. Mary's finished up a fine season at 26-2, and Arviva Westside falls at 24-3. Earlier this afternoon, there's the 4A semifinals. Iowa City West upends defending champion Lindmar of Marion 65-58. So Iowa City West tomorrow night will meet Des Moines East in the championship game. Des Moines East knocked off Southeast Polk 50-44 in the other semifinal. So it's Iowa City West and Des Moines East, 8 o'clock tomorrow night for the 4A title. The 3A championship game tomorrow night will be Davenport Assumption taking on Mount Vernon. Right now in the 2A championship game at halftime, it's Oldwood Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove.
Faster.
Leading Estherville Lincoln Central by a score of 24-14, and Oldwood Arthur led by Morgan Vandersloot with 7 points and 3 rebounds, and Emily Kirchner leading the way for Estherville Lincoln Central with 6 points at halftime.
Well, the coach didn't want to talk to Mike Rickard, and conveniently he gets sick tonight. And he is the head coach of the Bishop Heelan Crusaders. And he is Tom Betz. He joins us as once again Bishop Heelan making the trek in the Class 3A state tournament in the boys' side. They will play Dubuque Wahlert. A couple of Catholic schools going at it at 6:35 on Tuesday night. Bishop Heelan of Sioux City and Dubuque Wahlert. Coach Betz, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on another fine trek as you head down to Des Moines in the Wells Fargo Arena.
Well, I appreciate you guys having us on. Obviously, you never take a trip to Des Moines lightly or for granted, and we're very happy and fortunate and feel very fortunate to be coming down next week.
And how fortunate do you feel that Mike conveniently got sick tonight?
That might be the biggest blessing of the day.
Well, Tom, again, congratulations on this state trip. Let's talk about this boys basketball team. 2 losses on the season, but you've played a pretty tough schedule. Well documented how good it is up there in Northwest Iowa, but you also played the top team out of the state of Nebraska and South Sioux. Talk about this talented group of young men you're bringing to the state.
Hi, Mike. Well, I tell you what, we feel really good about the team we've got coming down. You know, we played a pretty good schedule. You know, it was kind of a crazy year. There were some teams that we felt were at the top of the pillar, and then you know you've always got a few that struggled a little bit this year. But we felt that obviously the test with Sioux City East, South Sioux City, Nebraska is probably one of the better teams in the tri-state area, and obviously we've got another, you know, some good scheduled games with Whole Western Christian, who's down at state again. So we feel we tested ourselves pretty well. The kids are playing at their best right now, and we feel pretty good going into the state tournament.
Yeah, Coach, you come off that loss back on January 11th to South Sioux, Nebraska, 72-57, and of course that'll humble a team. You're 22-2 coming into the state tournament. But that's one of your losses that happened right after the Christmas break. And how do you get the kids back on track? You know the type of team you play was pretty good, but you can also ground your team pretty well and let them know, hey, we got a little bit of work to do.
Well, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't the coaches; it was the players that got together after that game, and they got themselves in a room. And they had about an hour drag down talk about what they really wanted to accomplish this year after that game. And since then, they've been pretty focused. It's amazing the difference that meeting I think made on our season. And you're only going to go as far as your kids want to take you. You know, coaching, quite honestly, is probably gets a little too much credit sometimes, but. Our kids decided, we're going to be a team. We're going to play as a team. We're going to work as a team, and since that game might have been one of the better losses we've had in quite a long time.
Well, Wesley Staten, a lot of people already know he transferred from Sioux City West to Bishop Heelan, not outstanding junior, but the kid he was already a good athlete, and no matter what he plays. But Alex Malloy, he's really taken his game as a senior to the next level and shown some great leadership. Coach, talk about Alex Malloy's season.
Well, you're talking about a kid that is a 2-time state champion, 2-time starter on state championship teams. And Alex has been a great leader for us all year, scoring about almost 20 points a game, 11 rebounds a game, shooting almost 70% from the field and 75% from the line. And he's also our best defender. So, what more can you want from a senior who's your leader and been around through two state tournaments? But Alex has been a great leader for us, but we've got some other kids that jumping on the bandwagon and doing some great things. Obviously, Michael Malloy is a returning starter, but Shane Grace has been a great leader for us all year long at point guard. And Wesley Staten, you talked about Wesley, he's really made a great transition for us. He's learned, he doesn't have to do everything for us here at Heelan. He has found his role, his niche. He's kind of letting things coming to him now at the end of the season, and we're really happy with what Wesley brings to our team. And then David Carey, our 5th starter, is just kind of one of those guys that does all the dirty work for us. So, we feel good. We know Wahlert on Tuesday night. Wallert's Wahlert. They're an excellent team, well coached. Tom English is a great coach, and obviously they've been there before. But we like the idea of having a week to prepare for a great team like Wahlert.
We're visiting with Tom Betz. He's the head coach at Bishop Heelan Catholic here on the Iowa Sports here on Friday Night Live, the Winter Sports Edition. And, of course, Coach Betz brings his Heelan team down to Des Moines with a 22-2 record, taking on Dubuque Wahlert with an 18-6 record. That's a 2-7 seed matchup, as Coach mentioned, on Tuesday at 6:35 at Wells Fargo. And, Coach, what's one thing you've maybe didn't know about your team as the season started? Obviously, you have multi-sport athletes coming off a very fine football season up there that the Crusaders had. But what's something you didn't expect during the season, before the season, that maybe happened during the season that was a pleasant surprise?
Well, I think that probably going into the season, we weren't sure exactly how we would mesh as a team. We've got to have some kids coming back from last year. Obviously, Zach McCabe graduated. He was a huge leader for us. We've got a new face on the block with Wesley Staten. And we weren't really sure how the guys would mesh and play together. And maybe the first before Christmas, there was some highs and lows, but I think after Christmas, after that South Sioux City game, the guys you decided, you know what, we can be so good if no one really cares who gets the credit, and that's kind of the way they've been playing for the last month. And it's really been a joy to coach, a joy to watch, and not only those top 6, 7, 8 guys, but the 15 guys that really enjoy being around each other every day.
Well, when you talk about the Class 3A field, I know the Crusaders definitely one of the teams to look at, but when you look at it, Waverly Shellrock comes in with an undefeated record. A lot of people talking highly about them. You know very well what MOC Floyd Valley brings. They've had an outstanding season. Mount Pleasant made the trek to the state tournament last year. It's a very balanced field, but you got to feel pretty good about how your team's playing, but this is an interesting class this year.
Well, I'll tell you what. I talked to Terry Hersom from the Sioux City Journal. He says he doesn't remember a 3A field being this balanced. Just looking at, obviously we haven't seen Waverly on video and some of these other teams, that we know what they've got. We know what Mount Pleasant has. We know what MOC, I've seen them this year. It's a tough 3A field, and you're going to have to bring it from night one, and you hope that you make some plays. Hope that Lady Luck's on your side a little bit, like it was maybe last year against Davenport Assumption, where they hit a floater to win the game. But that's what the state tournament's all about. You want the best teams there, and I think that the best teams hopefully are at the state tournament this year. And we can, as a coach, you just want to play your best at the end of the season. I think we've been doing that. We hope we can carry that into the state tournament.
Well, Coach Betz, we appreciate you coming on this championship version of Friday Night Live. We wish you the best of luck and best of health, and congratulations once again on reaching the state tournament. We'll see you next week here at the Wells Fargo Arena.
Well, we're excited to be there and look forward to a great week.
All right. Thanks, Coach Betz.
Thank you.
That's Tom Betz, the head coach of Bishop Heelan. And when we come back, we've got more talking to go on with here. Let's see. Larry Hessing, he's had 500 victories in his coaching career. Now he's hit a pretty good milestone. And the Pella Christian Eagles are another team that's pretty familiar when it comes down to the Wells Fargo Arena, I think.
Who they playing?
They're going to play that Prairie City Monroe Mustangs team who comes in unbeaten in that 2A field.
I kind of know a little bit about that team.
They know each other pretty well, I've got a feeling.
I think I know what you're talking about.
All right, We'll take a break. We're going to come back and talk to the head man himself, Larry Hessing, after this on Friday Night Live on the Iowa Sports Connection radio and television network.